It's safe to say that the bloom has fallen off the rose when it comes to Damian Priest and his Money in the Bank contract. However, while he does have 29 days and counting down at the time of me recording this, before he breaks the record for the longest amount of time an individual has held a Money in the Bank contract, you have to beg the question, how will he cash in the Money in the Bank? In this video, we have 5 different ways that he will do so, or could potentially do so, from worst to best. But before we get into that, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, because your boy is going to be doing some more wrestling content on this channel. And yeah, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5 in the worst case scenario is Damian Priest cashing in on the Intercontinental title. With that interaction between Damian Priest and Gunther, it has came to your attention that this could be a potential case scenario, a potential option they might go down for Damian Priest, especially with the world title scenes both having too many big names to have Damian Priest go over. You have to question the likelihood on this happening. It is actually pretty, I don't want to say it is super likely, but my god, this historic Intercontinental title reign should not end by a cash-in. That's also why I did not include it for the World Heavyweight, or the Undisputed Champion, excuse me, because that title reign, any of these title reigns where they have been going on for a historic amount of time, should not end by cash-in. However, there is a way we could go ahead and have Damian Priest cash in for the Undisputed title, but I'm gonna save that for later because next up is the World Heavyweight Championship come WrestleMania. Like how I said beforehand, where it feels like he is not exactly a well-fit piece in the puzzle. That is the 2 main event scenes between Seth versus Drew, or The Rock, Cody, and Roman Reigns. Damian Priest sticks out like a sore thumb, and ultimately, it is a pretty poor choice. Even if in the case scenario where Drew McIntyre wins and then Damian Priest cashes in, it feels like it'll be a step down for an absolute glorious, really good main event healing Drew McIntyre, doing some of his best work right now. He didn't go down to Damian Priest, and that's not exact. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Damian Priest, but he has not been setting the world on fire as of late. And truth be told, his Money in the Bank contract is a small piece of a much larger issue of how the Money in the Bank briefcase has been booked for the past nearly decade at this point. But ultimately, he's not quite at the level where I would say he should be cashing in successfully at WrestleMania. You ever thought about Damian Priest cashing in for the NXT title or an NXT championship? If you didn't before, you have now. It is an absolute dud of a thought for him to go down into NXT, challenge Ilya Dragunov, and to snatch the title from him. I mean, yeah, we could have it be an excuse to have Dragunov be called up to the main roster, but it feels like we could do a lot better with both Money in the Bank and Dragunov coming to the main roster. I'd say have him come up and feud with Gunther for the Intercontinental title. And again, keep Damian Priest away from the Intercontinental title with that Money in the Bank contract. We already had Austin Theory cash in last year for the United States title and failed. Don't repeat history, learn from it. And truth be told, it would feel like we are kind of falling into that pattern of cashing for titles that are a step down. So all in all, this is a bad idea, in my opinion. Not as bad as the other 2, which is also why it's number 3. Then we have number 2, which is where we start getting to the, you know what, wouldn't be too bad of an idea. And that is if Damian Priest cashed in, not at WrestleMania, but on the Friday Night SmackDown following WrestleMania on Cody Rhodes. Cody wins the Undisputed Championship against Roman Reigns, and perhaps The Rock goes ahead and challenges, hey Cody, F your story. Can't say the proper word because we're on YouTube.
Fuck your story.
But Cody, F your story. Hey, you won the Undisputed title, but you sure as hell aren't keeping it. You want to go against me, you want to go 1-on-1 with a great one. And with how I'm predicting how WrestleMania is going to go, Cody and Seth would have lost at night 1. Gives more incentive for Cody to face off against The Rock whenever he gets the chance to. We're made to believe that A, the bloodlines that are out of the arena, or perhaps they are in the arena, they get dealt with by the quote-unquote Cody Avengers, those that have been wronged by the bloodline. Your LA Knights, your Seth Rollins, your Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn's, those type of people dealing with the bloodline. But then Damian Priest comes down after Cody gets beaten down, and next thing you know, Damian Priest cashes in, and you have a feud, potentially. And you have a feud for Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Although I don't know if that's really a great first feud. You can have him drop the title at the following SmackDown back to Cody, or the pay-per-view following. I don't know. We could do a lot with that here. But then comes number one, and you might be asking, well, what if we don't want to have him cash in successfully? Well, if we want to have Damian Priest lose his cash in, well, here you go. He cashes in at Money in the Bank itself for the World Heavyweight Championship, and in this timeline, Drew McIntyre is the champion. And perhaps Damian Priest cashes in ahead of time, or he cashes in right then and there. You can either have option A, Sami Zayn or CM Punk wins the briefcase earlier that night. Priest cashes in, he wins the title successfully, and then gets cashed in on immediately, which leads to a potential triple threat at SummerSlam. Or he just simply cashes in at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and through some sort of shenanigans, maybe Finn and Damian Priest revisit their rivalry and officially kick it off here by having Finn ultimately betray Damian Priest. We have a lot of time where we could start building up to that potential story again, or something else happen. I don't know. Even with those 5 reasons said, I feel like the real most opportune time to have had Damian Priest cash in that Money in the Bank contract was most definitely around SummerSlam time, when Finn was feuding with Seth. You could have had Finn and Priest make up if you wanted to keep the Judgment Day together, but ultimately it feels like that was a lost opportunity. That was a lost chance we could have had, where Damian Priest was the main focal point. Now you have so many major names in the world title scene, so many other people that deserve to be in the world title scene, like even your Finn Balor's, like your LA Knights, like your Drew McIntyres, where you have your Cody Rhodes, your Roman Reigns, your Rocks, potentially maybe even a main event Jey Uso, Agunta. So many more names flooded the scene. It gets harder and harder and harder to have someone that's not setting the world on fire take that spot at the, let me not be cheesy and say head of the table, but at the top of the card as the undisputed champion or as the world champion, and without damaging the briefcase even further by cashing in on a mid card title. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Y'all let me know, how would you have Damian Priest cash in the Money in the Bank contract? Would you just outright have him fail it? I wouldn't be mad if he outright fails. In fact, I kind of wanted to. Or maybe he could potentially even lose the briefcase to a Sami Zayn or somebody, and then they have to deal with the whole, okay, I have like a good month or two to deal with this briefcase. Oh god. It could be a potential bonus option that I'll give you right here. Sami Zayn wins the briefcase from Damian Priest and eventually cashes in on Drew McIntyre, which could lead to a Drew versus Sami program leading into SummerSlam, where, I'm sorry Sami fans, but Drew wins. Nevertheless, like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to check your boy out on Twitch. We do some stuff over there, including recording videos like this. You get to watch me do this stuff live. You can even help join your boy, be a part of this experience. Maybe even join and be in the video yourself as well. Maybe even suggest a video idea, which you could also do in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and hey, stay UC, my boys.